Hello and welcome to the Nordic Championship live here from DreamHack Winter in Jönköping, and we are ready for a lot of games, guys. We have so many games planned for you today. It is unreal. There's 3 different disciplines of esports happening just in one day, and it's all brought to you by Viafree as well as Metro. And to introduce all the games to you, with me here, first of all, Tenshi, you're going to be covering StarCraft 2.
That is correct.
Looking forward to it.
I am really excited.
And what's going to happen with StarCraft? What are we going to see?
So we have 2 series today to start things off. We are going to have the semi-finals. The first game will be a best of 5 taking part between Denmark and Norway. It is going to be Snoot who's going to face off against Lille Cannon. And then after that, we'll have Sweden versus Finland in a ZVZ of Zeril versus Zanster. And this is just, honestly, I think the hype is through the roof with this because this is the expansion, the next level of esport SM that has been running now for...
The first showing.
Yeah, for consecutive years.
Yeah.
And we had qualifying events leading into this, and now we have it here, the creme of the crop from each Nordic country. And
it's not just StarCraft. I mean, he's already very hyped for StarCraft, but we have 2 other people on the desk as well. Gabi, you're hyped for CSGO, which is going to be the last game of the day.
Oh yes, I'm so excited for that one. It's going to be amazing.
And what are you looking forward to most for that one?
I would say that it's going to be very interesting to see now ENCE and Epsilon. Pretty much they've had different lineups just a month ago, both of the teams, and it's going to be intense to see them kind of go off here on the Swedish stage. So that's going to be exciting.
Because CSGO only has the finals. The semifinals already played, so
exactly.
It's only one match later today. And as our second game that we're going to see today, Lothar, you're here for Hearthstone.
Yeah. DreamHack is actually like a mecca of Hearthstone. The first big tournament was in 2014 at DreamHack Bucharest, and now it seems like every single time there's a DreamHack happening, there's something big going on in the Hearthstone scene. And this DreamHack will actually have 2 events. First is the Nordic Championships that will be happening today. We have 3 matches, semi-finals and grand final. But at the same time, there will be a 3-day event that is happening in the other hall, which is the Grand Prix. And, which is funny, the players that are playing today in Nordic Championships are also playing, you know, in the Grand Prix. So they're like juggling 2 events at the same time, which can happen in various games, but it's something that card game players are usually doing as well. So it's kind of exciting. The players that we have here are, let's say, not as known as in the international scene as other players, but they're up and coming. And especially DevBoost, which is kind of like the favorite of the 4, has an insane win ratio on Gosso Gaming's ranking, and of course he's the national champion as everyone here, right? So I'm pretty excited to see the national championships, basically.
Yeah, because this is a national championships, but it doesn't happen in a lot of countries. Like now there's a Nordic one, obviously, but what kind of impact does a regional-based tournament has on your scene, for example, Tenji?
Yeah, well, the thing is, with the WCS system that we've had in place now for so many years for StarCraft 2, everything has sort of been centered around that. You've had like the final events and you've had these like really big hyped up ones. But there's been very little space for people who have not been playing at the very top level to get an opportunity to sort of play on a stage like this.
Yeah.
And I think this is really good as well as binding together the Nordic countries you know, within the community of StarCraft. So I think it's just really good for the growth, and I'm really excited that DreamHack have taken this initiative.
And same thing for you, Gabi?
I agree with you there because previously, I mean, we had the esports SM Swedish Masterships.
That's been going on for a very long time, right?
I mean, 5 years or something.
Yeah.
And I remember that, I mean, NIP have been part of that, and they crushed the opponents completely, which now it feels like a different story. The bigger competitions kind of attract the larger teams, the more professional teams, and now you enable the smaller, newer teams, or they're not actually that new, they've been in place for years, but they've been on the level below these super professional teams, and all of a sudden you kind of have a professional tournament for them.
Yeah, you give them kind of a platform, Lothar. Same thing for Hearthstone, I would imagine.
It's interesting that you actually bringing this up because Hearthstone so far had no national championships, had no national impact when it comes to that, like at all. No one cares about who is coming from which country because the teams are international, multi-international. So an example, my own team, G2, has a Romanian, a Dutch player, an Austrian player, and I'm Polish. So it's like, you know, mixed.
Yeah.
And every single team is like that. But in 2017, there will be a national brawl, which will be nation-based. So it's actually interesting that here we see already something like that.
Yeah, it will be very exciting to see. The whole day is going to be these 3 games playing, so it's going to be very exciting. Now, our first game up is going to be StarCraft, so let's get ready for that one. StarCraft is our first series. After that, we're going to have Hearthstone, and we're closing the day with CSGO, but it will be StarCraft 2 first. So let's get this show on the road.